let's play a game, all right? On the count of three, name your favorite dinosaur. Don't even think about it. Just name it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yup.
You want to go do karate in the garage?
Yup.
This is the Karate in the Garage podcast with Mason Merrill and Weston Toth. Welcome back to another edition of the Karate in the Garage podcast. I am your host, Mason Merrill, and with me again today is my co-host, Weston Toth. What is up, friend?
Hey, friend. How are you?
Doing good, man. How about you?
Oh, doing awesome. Slightly motion sick from the game that we played.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. It just kind of got me a little woozy. I was playing it earlier. Got me a little motion sick. But besides that, doing pretty good.
Cool, man. Well, today we are playing Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow for the Super Nintendo. And this was an interesting one. I had literally never heard of this game before. So I was excited to get into it.
Yeah, this was a game that obviously I picked this last week just because I remember I have these, you have these little memories from 20 years ago when you were a kid playing games. This was one of them that I thought was pretty fun when I played it. And yeah, we played it again. And does it hold up? That's the question.
Yes, that's what we will get into. Before we get into that, is there anything you wanted to discuss? I know you're coming to see me. We finally set a date, so we're going to be able to do a live in-person podcast. That's pretty exciting.
Woohoo! Yes. August, we will be able to be together and to do a live podcast and just hang out, and I'll be able to see your family and the new baby. So, man, man. I'm excited, but realistically, my wife is excited to see your new baby.
Yeah, he's pretty cute. He's like super chunky. He's gained 6 pounds already since he's been born in 7 weeks, so a little over 7 weeks now. So.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I've obviously been able to see him a little bit over Instagram. He looks like he's healthy and happy, so.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely healthy, happy, and cranky when he doesn't eat.
Yeah. I'm sure that your sleep is suffering a little bit.
Yeah, we had a night where he was having a little bit of acid, and we weren't sure what exactly was going on with him, and he cried till like 4 a.m. I posted on my Instagram story this my other son, his name is Axel, when he was born, so rightly so, we got him a onesie that said "got it memorized" on it. And nice. So we put that one on Milo, our new son, and I put like a little tag in front of it that said, "I cried till 4 a.m. Got it memorized."
That's awesome. Yeah. Hey, a quick question for you though. Where did you guys get the name Milo from?
I've always liked that name, and my wife was. It was like a process to get names for the boy. We had our girl name picked out right away, and we both just were kind of talking about it, and she'd been watching a lot of This Is Us, and so she really liked Milo Ventimiglia, and I just really like that name in general. Since I saw the Disney movie Atlantis. That's really right. The first time I'd actually heard of it.
Oh, dude, that movie is so good.
Yeah, it just kind of had a good ring, and we liked the middle. We were thinking about like Hawk is the middle name, but it didn't flow with Milo, and we were going to call him Hawk by his middle name, but it turned into Hawkins, so Milo Hawkins kind of flowed really well. So anyway, we just kind of both liked it and came down that road.
So everything that I just gathered from that last little bit of you talking is I want to go watch Atlantis now.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Hit it up.
Oh, man. I love that. Well, hey, that's awesome. I really like the name Milo. I think you did a pretty awesome job naming your kids, so good on you.
Thanks, man.
I just have a furry dog. That's about it, man.
Yeah, well, it'll get you if you're not careful. Oh, dude.
Cool, man. Well, let's get into it.
Okay, yeah. So Donald and Maui Mallard, known as Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow. So this is not actually Donald Duck. When I first saw it, I'm like, oh, it's Donald Duck, the main character.
No.
Donald Duck is playing a character named Maui Mallard. So Disney cast their own fictional characters as fictional characters.
Yeah.
But the game was produced by Disney Interactive Studios, and then published by Nintendo and Sega and whoever had it. In Japan, it was Capcom. So just kind of bounced around with different publishers. But and a fun fact, Michael Giacchino did the. Sorry if I botched that. He did the
Giacchino.
Yeah, he did the music for this game, which he did as like Incredibles, Mission Impossible, Ratatouille, Star Trek, Call of Duty, like Star Trek Into Darkness, all those movies, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Planet of the Apes. Yeah, so it's kind of funny.
That's so crazy that he's been in the game that long.
Yeah. So he did all the music for this game as well. So along with a guy who did the Microsoft Windows orchestration named Steve Duckworth, which sounds fitting for this game.
Yes. Mr. Duckworth, yes.
So there's a few different iterations of this game. We chose the SNES version just because that was the most widely known. They had it for computer. They only had it in Sega in like Europe and Brazil. And then they released it on a Game Boy version of this game, as they did back in the day with these type of things. So
right.
So anyway, this game, basically the plot line is Maui Mallard is a detective visiting a tropical island. It never really says if it's actually like Maui, like Hawaii, but it's kind of just gives you that vibe. Just the whole game, you're on a tropical island.
Yeah, because he's got like a Hawaiian shirt on and like a little hat.
Yeah, and so he's visiting a tropical island when the mysterious Shaboom idol goes missing.
Yes. So there was basically like the Shaboom idol goes missing, and you start like tracking it down. As you track it down, you go through like a training ground, and then you get to transform into Cold Shadow, which is when he turns into like a ninja.
Which is awesome. Like that point of the game, you're like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah. It was actually really cool. I think that's why I remember this so well. Is like when I finally got to the area when I was a kid that you could turn to a ninja. It's just like, oh man, changed.
Yeah,
really cool.
Everything the game changed. But like as far. So we'll just kind of break it down here. I don't think we need to go through every single level or whatnot, but so basically he's looking for this idol, and it's just like a side-scrolling game, as they did a lot back in the day with those games, and it's just like a side-scrolling adventure with kind of cutscenes in between and bonus levels and things like that. So what were some of the standouts to this game for you personally?
So personally, to me, when I was playing this, it just reminded me a lot of when we reviewed Aladdin.
Yeah.
So it basically, so it was almost the identical format where you would go through the levels. So you're trying to collect like treasure as you go, and then like basically you have like little mini things where you're like collecting treasure or the different beetles with the things, and then if you collected like enough of the yin yang things, that's what powered your Cold Shadow power, and you could turn into a ninja when you needed to, and you had to turn into a ninja to do various like obstacles and stuff like that.
Yeah, certain things like he would use his staff to put it between.
Right.
Yeah, and you could collect treasures and things like that, and you could like kind of flip up and do different, just cooler kind of moves and stuff with it.
Exactly. So like when you're a ninja, you could like grab on and swing, and you could like put your staff in between two rocks that you normally couldn't as just like Maui, which is kind of cool. So you had to like figure out who you needed to be, and then obviously when you're fighting, you'd probably want to be in the Maui. But there was times like in the level with the tribe people where you actually wanted the gun. Yeah,
because it was a little easier just to shoot them.
It's just to shoot them because they were going, they were like up and sideways and then side to side, so you could kind of just shoot. So when you were at Maui, he had like a little pea shooter action. So
it was cool.
Yeah, that was like
coconut. Is it like a coconut gun or something? It was kind of cool.
It was coconut gun or something. Like it just had like a little green ball that I shot out of. I mean, it was like a stun gun or something. But
yeah. As far as the animation in this game, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very smooth.
Yeah,
it was really well drawn. The whole game, it wasn't pixelated or anything like that. It actually looked like somebody drew it out in like the backgrounds and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought the animation was really nice, and it like the controls were good too. They didn't seem clunky, or there was like no like epic lag input or anything like that.
Yeah, really smooth. The presentation of the game, it was pretty straightforward. you just go into the game and you're playing right there. I mean, you start out and you just like there's trouble, and then all of a sudden Maui Mallard's on the case.
Yeah. So in between levels, same thing. You'd get like a brief hint of and so like a good thing about this game too is there's a bonus level after every level, and if you completed it, then you would get the password to, like, if in case you died during the next level, you could get the password to start where you were at. So that was kind of nice. That's the thing they did in Super Nintendo games, that like if you died so many times, at least you had the password, so you didn't have to go all the way back. So that was kind of nice. But it also was like a little mini game as well.
Yeah, and that was cool because they didn't have to store anything on the device. That's how they did that back in the day. I think we've talked about that on the podcast a little bit before, but they used this password system just so you could basically fast forward in the game, so they didn't have to save your progress onto the cartridge itself.
Yep, exactly. So that was
made the
cool.
game run smoother and had more space to work with on those cartridges back in the day.
Yeah, but I completely agree with you. The best part about this game is it just ran really smoothly. Probably in the level design, like each level, it was kind of similar. Probably like the worst part of this game to me was it just was very repetitive.
Yeah, it was the same thing over and over again, and that's just aside from the bonus levels where you just kind of like hopped on clouds and things like that.
Right. It was super short too.
Yeah, and the game, like it wasn't like a hard long playthrough kind of thing, and it just, like you said, pretty straightforward. As far as the sound, to me, like the sound effects and everything were really good. It just got a little repetitive, the sound, because it seems like they used a lot of the same soundtracks for the level.
Yeah, they did.
And it was over and over and over. So clearly the guy, Michael, I'm not going to say his last name again, is doing something right because he stayed in the business. But for this, it just wasn't anything like, it wasn't bad. It didn't sound bad itself. It just was repetitive.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you got in 1996. So I can't say that I didn't like it. Didn't annoy me, or it wasn't bad. It definitely wasn't bad, but it was repetitive, as is most of the game. Like that was the game's biggest downfall, is it's repetitive.
Yep, but and like you said, like a lot of the level and the kind of moves and the way it just kind of flowed reminded so much of Aladdin, of that kind of game at that time. And I think Disney kind of stuck to that sort of formula with a lot of games that they had back at that time, with like Aladdin and Lion King and this and different ones they produced.
Yeah, for sure. But I didn't dislike it, especially I'm trying to think, like it was a little repetitive now, but for in 1996, obviously I did play this game and I enjoyed it. So I don't think that was kind of the shtick with a lot of these games, is they got like a formula that was enjoyable to play, and they would just up the difficulty or add little elements or just change the background. I mean, that's kind of what I did like. I mean, especially the Mudrake Mayhem and the Coliseum. I thought that was a really cool level.
Yeah,
so,
it was cool.
I mean,
and then also the cave, where you're like bouncing in the lava and things like that.
Yeah, what is that called? It was the was it the test of duck? No, Flying Duckman? No,
that was towards the end of the game. This was kind of midway through. Let me see, what was it called? I texted you the booklet, by the way, too. It was pretty intense. It's Sacrifice of Maui. That's what it was.
Right. Yeah. Sacrifice of Maui. That's it.
Yep. And one of the bosses in the game, the Flying Duckman, and then there's like the Realm of Dead and Babalau Baby was the bonus levels.
Yeah, I thought that like the ending was pretty anticlimactic. They didn't do I did not think it finished well.
No, it was just kind of like, oh, it's over. Oh, there's the credits.
Yeah, it was just like because basically there's the lady who's talking to you is just like, you're not anything, you don't know what you're doing, and then she's like, maybe you do know what you're doing, and at the very end it's like, I would congratulate you if you were here because like you fell and stuck your head in the sand. It's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, and then like the background music at the end of the game is like the wedding song. Da da
Yeah.
da 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 da.
I know.
It's like, what's
What?
going on here? I think they put the wrong track in there or something.
Yeah, it was just really strange. Like, I did not like how it ended. The level with the eye in the background, that was freaking cool though.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Which one was that called? It was the last one, wasn't it? It was.
It was the Realm of the Dead.
Yeah. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I definitely like the art style in like most of these levels. I thought they were good.
Yeah. It for sure is something like this wasn't taken from a movie or anything. I don't think, was it?
No,
it was just a game on its own. Yeah, so
No.
they kind of created this whole thing originally, and it was a cool original story, and they cast Donald Duck as the main guy, so somebody who we're very familiar with, especially recently.
Yeah, no, it was cool. I mean, overall, I definitely think it was a like completely enjoyable game. It was short, so basically, I think it took me 2 hours like total.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you ran through it pretty quickly. It had some good things. I like the ability to transform and back.
Yeah, and one thing about that, the little animation to transform, I thought it was really smooth. He basically turns into like a tiny tornado, but it's like a really quick thing, and he transforms into the ninja, into Cold Shadow.
Yeah, I liked it. So.
And the skill, I thought it was cool because like you could definitely tell a difference in the skill sets between Maui and Cold Shadow. It wasn't like the same character reimagined. He was a different kind of fighter, and whereas Maui was more of a ranged kind of guy, like we've already talked about, obviously. So.
Yeah, it was the part where it was like the test of the ninja training, where like all the different style ninjas that were colored came out, and you kind of got to test out like Maui's like your fighting style and how good he was up close and personal. It was cool. Like
yeah.
Whenever you, like I said, we already talked about it, whenever you turned into Cold Shadow, it was like, dang, this is cool.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, just as far as kind of the last thing we like to go over is our lasting appeal on this game. I'm never going to probably play this game again, but I'm glad I did, and I liked that I'd never played this before, because on this podcast, like I think we kind of switch roles sometimes. We'll play games that I have played but that you haven't. And for this game, it was kind of the other way around. You'd played this game, and I had never even heard of it. So I really liked it, though. I enjoyed it, and I didn't, it wasn't like, oh, I got to get through this game. It was interesting. I just kind of wish in between the story had been a little more clear.
Yeah, the story was not clear.
At that time, I know they could have done that. It just kind of like skimped on that. So as far as the presentation itself, I'll give it a little bit of a lower grade. But I kind of did my little mashup as I do with this game, and I'm ready to give it a rating. So
cool. Hey, I have one question for you, just because I brought it up. Did you, when you were playing this game, did you feel like motion sick at all? I don't know why, but I got motion sick. This is one of the first games that we've played in a while where I was like, whoa, I'm a little motion sick. I think it was like the way that the screen moved because there's a lot of jumping.
Yeah.
I don't know why, dude, but I don't know if you did, but I did. Like, I was like, oh, my stomach kind of hurts. Like,
yeah, I think
queasy.
It's like like the up and down with it. Like, because when you jump, the screen would go up. It's not like when you went into another part of the level. But I can see it didn't really make me motion sick as much, but I can see where you're coming from on that for sure.
Yeah,
especially if you were like kind of having a bad day or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't normally get motion sick, but it did make me like, I was like, man, I don't feel so good. And it was because there was the levels extended up and down, like really they were long. It wasn't, they were just like from left to right, long ways like Aladdin is, or a lot of these other side scrollers. Like it was up and down very much. So it was cool that they implemented that, but I did get a little thing. So, but I'm ready to give it a rating.
Yeah. Another cool thing about, just a side note about the graphics wise, they had like some raining scenes in some of the levels where it would thunder and lightning. I thought that was cool, and I thought it was done well too.
Yes, I actually meant to bring that up as well. I like the rainy levels, and there was like thunder and lightning. Very cool.
Okay, so what are we gonna rate this game with? I don't even know. Like coconuts.
It's got to be the how many yin yangs out of 10?
Yin yang. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So for me, it's gonna be a 6. Just because presentation and lasting appeal wasn't really there for me, and the sound was just repetitive, so I gave it a middle of the road. As far as graphics and gameplay, I was really high on it, but averaged out to a 6 out of 10 for me.
Yes. So I am going to give it a 5.5 because I felt very, very similar to you. I just didn't. I think it just was a little bit lower than you because I got a little sick. I got a little motion sick, so I think I wasn't enjoying as much. But graphics, like same thing. I liked the graphics. I liked the art style. The music was fine. It wasn't great. So it was just very middle of the road altogether, but had some really high points in it. I'm not going to play it again, but it was short enough where like you absolutely can just pick it up, try it out for two. Everyone's got an hour or two to just pick it up. So, yeah. I think 5.5 for me. Definitely a little bit, on the lower end of the scale, but not a bad game.
Yeah, no, not at all. Okay, cool. So we'll put a book on that one. Nothing really like to get into the weeds of it, as far as everything. So this is kind of like a little shorter review of the game, but all in all, like I said, I'm glad we played it. So,
yep, it was good.
Awesome, man. Well, that's another one in the books for the SNES. Have you given any thought to what we're going to do next week?
I think that probably something, if we can get our hands on it, is to do a PlayStation 1 game or another N64, because we haven't done one of those in a while. So
yeah, I was thinking something racing too in the genre.
Oh,
the only racing we've done is the only racing game we've done is the first one, Biker Mice, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so I'm not opposed to doing something like Mario Kart 64 or Diddy Kong Racing or like something in that vein. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I would love to do Diddy Kong Racing. That's one that we haven't I haven't revisited for a long, long time, but it was very high for me personally, and we can do together as well. We can play together. So I think Diddy Kong Racing is definitely it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we hook up with emulators. I'll have to look into that, hooking up on N64 games. But I think we can make that one work. Otherwise, I do like the idea of maybe doing like a Diddy Kong Racing type thing when you're here. But
very true.
But at the same time, there's so many other games we could play when you're here too. So and we will play.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, let's just do a racing game. It'll be Diddy Kong probably, and if not, we decide that we're gonna do that when I'm there or something like that. We'll figure it out. So stay tuned. Anyway, so anything else like that you've been kind of thinking about or going on in the world of games recently? Man, not much. I just a little bit in the world of VR. I just saw that Valve is releasing a new VR headset. I know we've been talking about this a lot because you were playing No Man's Sky currently, and I just got a new TV, which is cool.
Oh yeah.
But I'm really kind of on the fence if I'm just going to go ahead and just break down and get the PlayStation VR one, or just kind of upgrade to something more permanent for my PC that is more of an investment, but might be a little bit better. So that's just kind of cool that at least they're still making games and headsets VR compatible. But I did want to ask you about, are you still playing No Man's Sky, or have you done any more in it?
I have been playing it just kind of hit or miss. I was going to play last night, but things kind of fell apart with just the new baby and stuff. So I was putting him to bed and then I got tired. But yeah, no, it's definitely fun. Like I said, I'm so stoked to play it in VR when it comes out this summer. And I've kind of gotten into like flying my ship a little bit more and how all of that is going to work in VR. It's going to be so sweet. So just kind of traveling some worlds, and it'll be online multiplayer starting this summer as well too. So that'll be pretty cool.
Cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, besides that, I haven't heard that much game news. I didn't have anything specifically that I wanted to talk about. It's just...
Yeah, they announced the new Madden. I usually play that every year, and they're finally bringing your own kind of... They've brought a story mode to it, but it was just like their story, and they're bringing like a story mode that you're the QB kind of thing. You customize them, and you can change their like whole face and everything. You can even make it look like yourself if you have the camera. But anyway, they're kind of bringing a new mode to that, and they're bringing back the Pro Bowl in Madden, which that's the only reason the Pro Bowl is any good is if you play it in Madden, because you can just like do that. But so they're kind of upping their game on that. Hopefully it'll be good this year. Last year wasn't anything great. But anyway, that was announced this week, I believe. As far as other games, E3 is just right around the corner. So there's a new Star Wars new Star Wars thing coming out, new adventure coming out. I don't know if you've heard about that at all.
No, I haven't heard anything about it, but
there's not a whole lot of details out, but it's kind of like an action RPG type game. They're really buying in on all these Spider-Man, Spider-Man PS4 and Batman kind of styles of playing games now. So I think that's kind of what they're looking at with that one.
Okay, excellent, very very cool. What was I going to ask you? There's something else. Okay, my mind just went. No spoilers. Did you go see Avengers Endgame?
Oh, dude, yeah, we need to talk about that. Yes, I did. And
okay.
Yes.
So we can. Yes, I don't want to spoil. Like, let's let it come. Like, be at least like a month or so before we do spoilers. But just initial impressions out of 10. What did you think?
10, 11.
Really?
At all. Yeah. I hope we have different takes on this. It'd be fun to go over. But I loved it. That was great.
Yeah, I really liked it too. I don't think it's a 10 for me because there's some like gaping things that we can talk about after the podcast. But my initial reaction was, man, definitely like 8 or 9. Like it's close. It's a really solid. It was a solid movie. If anyone hasn't seen it, go see it. I want to hear everyone's opinion because me and my brother actually had like really differing opinions on it. He didn't really love it.
Really?
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I
need to have him on and talk about it then.
I know for sure. But well, maybe if we're gonna do spoilers, we need to wait like at least a month. And if you haven't seen it before then we're just gonna spoil it. So
yeah, we'll talk about it on one of these episodes coming up. But I think I know the gaping things you're talking about, and I definitely agree. But as far as just a like non-spoiler wrap up, like for the series itself, I thought it was cool. I thought it was good. I liked the way they did it. And I watched Infinity War again this week too, and there's a lot of callbacks that I didn't really realize that were really setting this movie up, and like just the little things that were really big in Endgame. So
cool, yeah. But we'll wrap it up. I want to know your opinions on it without revealing spoilers right now. But yeah, it was good. I definitely liked it. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, it was really up there. It just wasn't a perfect 10 for me, but I'll tell you my little qualms about it. It was good though. Go see it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, what are you doing if you're not seeing this movie?
I think it already eclipsed like,
dude, it's the highest budgeted movie in the world, like ever, and it's probably gonna make the most money ever for a movie.
I think does Avatar have it most money?
Oh, maybe Avatar has it, and then
right
it's
now.
Avengers. Yeah.
Made opening weekend. So Endgame box office 1.2 billion opening weekend is the biggest movie in history. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So they said after like Avatar, like it, all said and done was the most, but I think that like this is the biggest opening weekend, but it may be. I'm sure it'll either be like number 1 or number 2 of all time. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I'm glad you saw it. I'm glad we got to both see it. It was nice to get out for a few hours and watch a movie on Saturday. Get away from the craziness that's going on around the house. So
the life with children.
Yep, that's right. But it's good.
Yeah, it is good.
Anyway, dude. Well, this was a kind of a shorter episode, but no harm in that.
Yeah, no, we obviously have more stuff coming down the pipeline, especially with E3 and being able to kind of play a little bit longer form game this next week.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, I have this game, Diddy Kong Racing. Oh, this is a classic. I love it. I'm super excited about it. Kind of going down the line with some other games. There's a few that I kind of want to play that I just kind of skipped for like. There's one for DS that I want to play. It's a Dragon Ball game. It's like a RPG. It's a straight up RPG game. So, but I just was kind of reading about that the other day, and there's some other kind of things coming down the line that on these next few episodes maybe we can explore. But
cool.
We'll kind of talk about it offline and see what you think about it and all that.
Sounds good, man.
All right, cool, bro. Well, I guess until next time, we will talk to you later.
Yeah, sounds good. Peace.
See ya. If you'd like to send us a message, you can email us at kitgpodcast@gmail.com or tweet us at kitgpodcast on Twitter.